little toast with our
Yeah, with our Adam Morley
coffee.
mug. With our
We both have the same
coffee.
mug. Nerd alert. We got Boulder Street Moto. We're repping here.
Yeah.
I'm on the other side, acting like a dork.
Yeah, you look beautiful though.
And there's definitely nothing but coffee in these mugs.
100%. I mean, 100%.
It's 11:30 a.m. I love it. Whiskey, coffee, water.
Let's get this show on the road.
This is great. So, Mike is with Colorado Springs Magazine, and we've co-branded this thing. People of Colorado Springs is brought to you by Wolf and Key and Colorado Springs Magazine. So
Man,
that's pretty fun.
what a privilege to be able to do this.
This is cool.
Yeah, I mean, hey, let's
Good to have
do
you.
what this city's supposed to be doing, right?
I love it.
Raising
Just
up good, cool people, and
talking to cool people doing cool things,
so we do
you
with the
know?
magazine,
Yeah.
right?
So I think we met around the time. No, we met before the magazine. We met when you were working
Yeah,
at the Mercedes-Benz Club of America.
when I was with Mercedes-Benz Club of America, somehow I found this really cool marketing. Yeah, I was with I was with Mercedes-Benz Club of America as their executive director slash CEO, punching bag, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
And we needed marketing. And yeah, Wolf and Key. How'd it just connected? I just reached out, and next thing you know,
Yeah.
I've known Adam Morley now for a few years.
Yeah. That had to be 20 because we were in the other building. Must have been 2017 then when we met because we moved to this one
Yeah,
in
you were over
2018.
there. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Fun
right.
times.
2017.
Yeah.
Wow. That's the year I hit puberty. That's cool. I actually grew a beard. I hit puberty and
That's
I
great.
grew up.
I love it.
Man.
Do you ever miss that job working at the Mercedes-Benz Club?
You know,
Being around cool cars all the time?
being around the cool cars, I mean, what a way to sit around like vintage cars of all kinds, Mercedes, BMW, Porsche, and Rolls Royce. It was a blast. But I think the biggest thing I loved about it was the people I met.
Yeah.
Their stories behind the cars.
Yeah.
Man, the people you meet, the laughter you get to have, and the authenticity of some of the people. Not all, but some of the people is really cool, man.
I love the passion that old car and motorcycle enthusiasts have. Dude, it's so fun. Like you get them talking. You can approach anybody at a gas station who has an old car or motorcycle
Yeah.
and get them talking.
Oh yeah.
And they know everything about it. They're super passionate about that one vehicle that they have. They know everything about it and they love it.
Yeah.
I love that about that crowd.
Yeah, they're passionate about it, but it's even deeper than that sometimes. Their passion is stemmed from a memory,
Yeah.
typically. I mean, I know this guy in Miami, and the coolest people are the people you wouldn't think, right? I mean, you're cool, but I got a friend in Miami. He's an attorney, you know, representing high people, but one of the most down to earth people that just has a phenomenal collection of cars.
Yeah.
He's got cars that his dad used to have. GT 350, 1968 GT 350,
Sweet.
Stingray. He's got is it the Cadastro, whatever the dictator was. He's got his Mercedes.
So
And the
awesome.
stories behind those, man, that's got to be just nuts. So you
Yeah.
sit there, you drink a cocktail, you talk about the cars, you make up stories.
Yep.
Like, what was he being? What was is it Cadas? Is it
What is it?
how do you say his name? Castro?
Fidel?
Fidel.
Fidel Castro?
Is that the dude down in? Yeah,
He was Cuba, right?
yeah.
Yep.
He's got his. I mean, so think about he's riding that car. What was he doing?
I don't know.
What was he thinking? Who am I gonna kill next
Oh yeah, probably.
in that
Hmm.
car? Anyway,
What's that Mercedes you always wanted to get, the little convertible?
yeah. I always wanted to get. I always want. I still do. 1980s, early 80s vintage SL, more like 560 SL
Uh,
convertible,
early 80s
red,
convertible, red.
brown interior, tan interior, just like your very modern, not modern, but your very typical vintage red
Dude, it's
and tan.
classic.
Yeah.
Classic cherry red.
Original, if you can. If it's not original, then let's rest mod that thing so it is comfortable but is unique.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Is that your dream car? Do you have a dream car?
That would be my dream car. I think the other dream car I'd like to have is I sold my GT 350 and I would love to get a GT 500. Just, your American muscle.
The classic
I
American
can
muscle.
flex and be loud at an old person. Who's that young punk? Oh, wait, that's grandpa.
Yeah. Dude, there's no other sound like that throaty American muscle sound.
There isn't. I
That's for
mean,
sure.
each type of manufacturer back in the day, and they knew how to make cars. I mean, today I'm not, if you tell me what I like today, it's probably more your rest of mods.
Yeah.
But if I drive a new vehicle, it's your modern vehicle. It's not built like it used to be. Not as fun to ride unless they're like a Ferrari.
Yeah.
You got to drive one or something. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So I
That,
think my dream car would be still just get a GT back.
yeah. What
Yeah.
year?
If I did the GT, well, if I had my druthers and I could, swing, it would be the vintage GT 350.
Jeez.
But if it's a modern car, it's going to be the GT 500.
Yeah. Dude, those old Mustangs from the late 60s,
Oh,
the fastbacks,
the
are
fastbacks,
probably top three coolest cars ever made.
they are.
Like the 69 fastback
Yeah.
is probably one of the most iconic cars ever
They're
created.
one of the most iconic cars along with the Camaro, right? The
Yeah.
67, 68.
If you're an American, I guess. I
Yeah, if
don't
you're an American.
know.
But
But
I mean, you look back at that fastback GT350, they're ahead of their time. I mean, you still see the cars designs in the new cars. It's
dude,
amazing.
do you remember what they sold for new?
Heck, that's a great question.
I looked it up one time.
Are you kidding me?
3,500 bucks
Ah,
off the lot
ah,
is what you could get a brand new Mustang
that
for in
is
68. If
amazing.
I'm maybe someone should fact check me on that. I'm pretty sure that's true though.
That is seriously amazing. And look
Yeah.
at what they're going for now. You can't
Dude.
even buy a rust bucket for 20 grand,
No. No, not at all.
man.
A different time. And the
So
Honda
what's your,
motorcycles from that era the same way.
yeah, the Honda, I've been seeing a lot of the vintage bikes come popping up. So what would be your,
My dream car?
yeah,
The fastback is up there for sure. Um it might be the E30 M3 though,
yeah. I wonder
from
why.
the 80s. From the 80s specifically. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
For those that don't know what the E30 is, it's the 80s M3 and it's just iconic to me. I love it. That the E30 is my favorite car I've ever owned. I mean, manual, super light, super quick. The straight six motor on that is awesome even to this day if you find one. So I owned like a 2005 BMW for a while. That wasn't as fun as the E30.
Yeah,
So like all
that's
the cars I've
crazy.
owned, that was the funnest to drive around.
That's crazy.
And the reason is that I mean, is when it's that simple of a car, you don't have to go a million miles an hour for it to be fun. Like me and Ian went down to the track down in Pueblo and raced his Porsche
Yeah.
2000. He has
Oh,
a
yeah.
2000 Porsche, had one at the time, and it was a blast.
Oh, yeah.
We're pushing that thing to the absolute limit.
Yeah.
Tires are screeching,
Yeah.
the body's rocking a little bit, but it's solid, but it's a ride, and that's fun. The same day, his friend brought like a 2022 or 21 Corvette.
Oh, yeah.
And so we got in that thing on the track, and I was like, oh, this is going to be insane. It actually wasn't that insane
Yeah.
because you can't push that car to its limit.
Not what it was built for.
The Porsche was more fun
Yeah.
on
And
the track.
it's fun to drive it. And that's the way it's supposed to be driven.
It was more fun to be a passenger in the Porsche. I didn't get to drive either one,
You
but
didn't?
it was more fun to be a passenger in the old Porsche than the new Corvette
Did you-
because
So did you guys do the autocross? Or did
it
you?
was just like that
Yeah.
small time
That's the
trial
autocross. Yep.
track. Is that what it's
Yep.
called?
Hmm.
I didn't even know.
Yeah,
Uh-oh.
when I had my GT 350, which was a manual, they all are manuals. The newer they stopped making them, I think, in 22,
Yeah.
21. I had a 2020. I bought it, and yeah, you push it to the limit because you can,
Yeah.
and it's just scary.
Well, that's a bit different because it's straight line, like is where that thing screams. I guess I don't know how they corner.
No, I
Do they
mean
corner well?
they corner. This is that has yeah, they are. They do have the sport mode. It's modern, right? So you're lower to the ground, and you really feel the bumps, and it's a really tight steering. And so it's meant to be driven like that.
Okay.
It's meant to be,
Sweet.
yeah, obviously straight down, 0 to 60 as fast as you can get it,
Yeah.
right? But it's also handled really well.
Yeah. I guess that's what I think of is the straight line just absolutely cranking off the line and just going to 60 as fast as you can, feeling that motor.
Yeah. But
But if
that's
they're
what the
making them corner now as well, that's
oh yeah,
amazing.
that's part of what the sexiness about it. So you can drive them
Yeah,
the way they're supposed to be driven.
that's cool. I don't know if
Yeah.
I ever saw your Mustang. I knew you had it, but I
I'll
don't
have to
know.
send you some pictures. I guess some good old burnouts that we were doing with my son. It's got the traction lock on it too, so
Oh
you can
yeah.
create a lot of great smelling tire smoke.
Oh yeah. You
Yeah.
can go through tires.
Oh yeah. I went through a set, I think in like 3 weeks after I figured out how to use that thing. Yeah.
So good. So good.
So the BMW, man.
Dude, I love that car. I love it. I've got a 88 5 Series that you know about right now. And it's fun. It's more like a Tony Soprano type of badass, you know? You get in it and you're like, oh, this is big and heavy and comfortable and like doesn't go that fast, but it's still cool. It's like an old mobster car.
So I got a note here. I got to look at it because it's something I wrote down in the sense of
I love it.
what is you look at between BMW and Mercedes,
Oh
which
yeah.
is better?
Because I'm always dogging on this guy. Like, BMW is cooler than Mercedes.
Oh, what is it? It is,
Is the audio good still, Aaron? Rock and roll. Just making sure.
yeah, the Mercedes is much better though, because they age gracefully.
Oh, is that why?
Yeah, yeah. You look at like at 80s I was talking about.
Yeah.
You see it in Roadhouse, usually the criminals have it, but they're still a great car.
Yep.
And you see the BMW, and it's the one that's, being towed away. So only time
It's
you
the
can
one
get
that
that
broke
facility when you
down.
get to see the taillights.
For some reason, they're all rusty. You know, just not as good. I love it. Dude, I don't think there's a car made before 1970 that isn't cool.
There's
In my mind, in my
even I
opinion.
would see even in the 80s.
Yeah.
They started, changing quite a bit, but I think the 80s still have some really, but yeah, 70s and before. I don't think there's a car you could say you didn't like,
I
even
mean, what was on the road in the 60s? There was nothing that isn't pretty cool,
yeah,
you know?
yeah.
But the 80s were that really cool mix of like they were starting to figure out computers and it was getting a little more technologically advanced in cars, but you
So
still had an analog experience in
I
a
had
lot of
a,
ways. So
I
I
mean,
love that about the
they
80s.
did. I think they had some of the technology, but still, I had an SS. Uh, what was it? I'm gonna have to scratch the back of my brain. It'll come back, but it was an SS. It was a Chevy,
That's the Chevelle, right?
not the Chevelle. No,
Something else.
it's gonna come back to my
Unless I'm
brain
not
someday.
remembering it.
You know it when I have my Tourette syndrome, it'll come out.
Yeah. Just scream it out when you think of it.
Yeah.
Uh,
Anyway, yeah,
yeah.
you can't beat old cars.
There was
Spec.
an article that I found at some point that said it was just titled "Why the E30 is the greatest car ever made." Highly debatable, but
It's all
um,
debatable.
it right. But the what I resonated with and the thing they were getting after is that it is that perfect balance between modern technology and then still analog experience, drivability. and how it was never quite the same before or after that as that model.
I bet, yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
So I'll have to send that to you. It's a really interesting article.
Sometimes, I love where, I love today, but wouldn't have been a blast to be back in those days.
Yeah, dude.
Just with the cars.
Cars and motorcycles,
Yeah,
just cool ones coming off the line every day,
yeah,
especially motorcycles in like the early 70s.
yeah.
Doesn't get any cooler
Kind of
than
like the
that.
'80s. My kids. I always joke they couldn't have survived our era.
Yeah.
Not only with the cars, but like even with the old bikes,
Yeah.
banana seat bikes. I wish I had one of those still.
Dude, I was
And we're driving
cruising
them.
on those when I was a kid. I was cruising on those.
Yeah, yeah.
So cool stuff. You saw a lot of cool things with the Mercedes-Benz Club. Then was it 2020 that you took over the magazine?
Yeah, so in 2020, right at COVID, right, it was right around May. I was heavily debating on pursuing a new media company and heavily in print. And I decided to pull the trigger, call me Rocky crazy because I'm buying a print publication that has zero digital presence
Yeah,
in 2020.
that's vintage.
That's
You
vintage.
know, I love that.
And I do love it. And, we've done a lot of great stuff with it. But yeah, that's when I took over. It used to be Colorado Springs style.
Yeah,
Sue Hinnen and Vicky Diamond were a big part of that one.
yeah,
And my whole reason for wanting to start the media company up was pretty simple. It was, we're all sick of the news even before COVID. And just want to tell good stories about cool people in our city that are making a difference, that are, you know, real, authentic,
yeah.
what they've gone through to get to where they are. And, let's talk about the successes and not focus so much on what they've done wrong. That's why I'll never be a politician,
Yeah. Jeez.
because I'm going to throw my dirty laundry out there first and then let's go at it.
Yep. What I love about that magazine is what you're talking about, the story side of it, where magazines nowadays are just kind of all ads and they're not a great experience to read. And even the articles are typically no shade on anybody when I say this, but in this region, everybody's writing about Pikes Peak and Garden of the Gods and the Air Force Academy and kind of writing about a lot of the same stuff, but you are telling different stories about actual people in this region, which is why this podcast is a great partnership. It's just let's actually talk about people and like get deeper than everybody else is getting into the story of Colorado Springs and what's happening here, right?
Yeah, well, it's that. And there's no original content. So we are the very few. We are one of the last ones, possibly. I know one other that's creating original content. And we take it a step further by um, using high quality. We use a great, I got to give him a shout out. Ernest Borden is our photographer, right?
Who is it again?
Ernest Borden.
Okay.
Yeah, Ritual Photography. And him and I have a great relationship, but it's like, man, if you're going to have these stories, they got to look good too.
Yeah.
So quality is a big part of what we are too. The way you feel it, the way the texture. People have copied us, which is a great thing. That tells us that we're doing the right stuff
Yep.
when it comes to paper, but nobody's doing original photography. Nobody's creating original content.
Yeah.
I
It's
mean,
such like reading the magazine physically is such a good experience.
yeah,
It's got this matte finish paper that's not just your standard or super thin paper, right?
no,
It's got a matte finish. The design is really nice. Anybody listening who hasn't checked it out, um, these are in, I mean, you can pick up a copy in
you
a
get,
million different
we have
places.
subscribed for one, but if you want to go out and get a copy, they're all over the city.
Yeah.
You'll find them at hotels. You'll find them at apartment buildings. We're just going to start getting in apartment buildings.
Yeah.
Um, Funny enough on that story, but yeah, and your doctor's offices, your dentist's office, attorneys. We're throughout the whole city.
Yeah.
I talk to people. I get emails all the time, and this isn't just from my generation or older. It's everyone saying, "Man, this is a great story," or "We did a great story on." somebody recently, and they get in fact, Brother Luck, we did a story on him. He's still getting text messages or people coming up to him. So I mean,
Yeah.
to say print is dead, um, is true, I think, to a higher percentage, but not in this area.
It's dead. It's not dead. It's changed, is
Oh,
what I would say.
it's
It's like changed.
um yeah, it's definitely has shifted,
Yeah.
evolved into, it's got to be a good experience, you
And
know.
there's so much potential there that not enough publications capitalize on. The nice experience of flipping through a magazine that looks super nice and, like you're saying, custom photo and good writing and nice paper. It used to be magazines were a dime a dozen and they just were full of ads and had the cheap paper, like I was saying before. And this is just not that. So
No,
that's why I really want everybody listening to go get one now, and subscribe,
pick it up. You don't
because
want a
it's,
copy, email me, I'll get you a copy.
I mean, I just love what you've done with it.
Yeah.
So,
Well,
um,
thank you. I got a great team, but most importantly, we have no shortage of good stories, good people in our city. It's that simple.
dude,
Doctors down to restaurateurs to small business to nonprofits
it's endless.
to just every ordinary day people like me.
I was a little nervous about that when starting this podcast. I was like, who are we going to talk to? I don't know. And quickly I realized, oh, there are so many good stories and good people and interesting people doing things they're passionate about. There's no shortage of stories to tell,
Yeah, no,
people to talk to. There's
people to
always
talk
something.
to. Yeah, that's the biggest thing. And laugh
Yeah.
along the way. If we're not having a good time, yeah, it's not worth it.
Yeah. Agreed.
Yeah.
It's a cool city. Um, so two questions that we ask everybody that comes on this show is, what's something you love about Colorado Springs and something you don't love, something we really need to do better?
Man, beyond the obvious, it really is the people. That's what I love about this community. From downtown, I mean, we still have these pockets of community, like downtown to the east side to where I live out northeast to Black Forest.
Yeah.
But what's interesting is a lot of people I'm meeting are still really connected, and it's a small community. So I really do love the people in this city. There's bad apples. I mean, I could be a bad apple, I'm sure,
No,
but
not you.
it really is the genuine authenticity of what people are trying to do in the city. They're passionate about what they do, and meeting them.
Yeah.
And if you really can get out of your comfort zone and just sit down and not have an agenda and not have, what can I get out of this relationship?
Yeah.
There's some really cool people in this city. And that's probably the thing I don't like about this city is sometimes you just meet a lot of people that are just looking to get ahead.
Mm.
And
You can sort of
um,
tell, it's interesting that those people quickly you realize they don't really fit in.
no,
I've met them as well.
they don't. They may be doing all right. But if you really wanna, I'm in a collaboration, man. And I'm competitive, don't get me wrong. I'll go after whatever I have to win, but I'm not about that just winning.
Yeah.
Winning is just it's a facade
Yeah.
and you're lonely. So
Yeah.
I mean if there's a lot of things I think the city needs to work on, but I'm not gonna, put a hammer on it. But I think the biggest thing is just, and this just goes more into some other things I'm doing too, but just be authentic. Just be yourself. Be real. Don't have an agenda.
Yeah.
It'll
Dude,
come
that's
to
it.
you if you're just a good person. But
Yeah.
if you're trying to be a good person for it to come to you, it's not going to come.
Yeah.
So I don't know. That's just not here. That's this whole world.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I
Totally
do
agree.
know it's here for sure.
Yeah.
It goes into that. We've talked about it: radical transparency and radical open-mindedness.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know,
When and how did you kind of
was it?
fixate on that phrase?
I fixate on it because I read a book, Principle, Ray Delario, the founder of Bridgestone. huge, right today, a huge financial capital type of organization.
Oh, like
And he
investment?
ran on core principles, and those are his two core principles, meaning that if you're radically open-minded, that means you're going to share everything you know. And if you're radically transparent, you're going to share everything you know.
Okay.
And if you're radically open-minded, you're going to recognize when what you know may need to change on how you think.
Uh,
You know, what you think you know might need to change.
mm,
So it's being open-minded to hear the truth when the truth may not be what you want it to be, but you just turn around and fix on the data and fix it or work on it, not fix it. And I just find that missing in our society. And I see it missing here. I know people want to be that, but they're not that.
well, it's humbleness. It takes a lot of humbleness to like be able to do that.
Definitely is humility. Definitely
Humility.
humility.
Yeah.
Yeah. We all work on it. So, I mean, if those are the two things, it's the people, my family. That's what I love about this city. Things that need to be worked on. Come on, people. Let's figure out how to collaborate more. Let's rise all tides.
Yeah. I love that. I learned from a sort of a friend and a business mentor early on to actually make friends with other marketing agencies, which is, in the past not been how people do business. Your competitors are your competitors and you're not really friends with them.
Yeah, you're not transparent.
Yeah. There you go.
Then you want them to
Exactly.
steal your stuff.
Yeah. That's a big part of it is you don't want them to steal your stuff. And if you can get over that hump and realize that no one's really going to be able to duplicate what you're doing.
No.
There's people that are going to try to copy you, but how much does it matter if you're leading the way? Like if you're leading the way into what a new magazine looks like at Colorado Springs Magazine, you're focused on telling good stories and making the magazine a good experience. People can try to copy it, but how much does it matter? You're leading the way, right?
Yeah.
So I learned that early on as well. Like people get fixated on that concept of, oh, I don't want my competitors to steal my business or
Know
copy
my
what I'm doing.
know my
Or,
secrets or whatever.
yeah,
My
but
my there are no secrets, man.
it's
You're
actually,
stealing
that's
brilliance. No,
all
man.
a bunch of bullshit,
It is
actually.
a bunch of
It's like,
bullshit.
it doesn't matter. So, and that comes from a mindset that there is plenty for all of us, is what it comes from at its
There,
root.
you think of it from there's a way of saying that the way you just said it, but yeah, it's being in abundance
Yeah, that's it.
mindset. Now, I mean, I can't speak too much about it right now, but I've reached out to so-called competitors, other city magazines, and there's been one that we're talking, and we're going to work together somehow. Can't go
Cool.
far into it, but it's like, and we have the same goals and mindset on a lot of things, and we'll work through the rest to make it better. And it's about the community.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, I share business back and forth with other agencies all the time. Sometimes there's a client that just isn't a great fit for us, so we send them somewhere else, or we don't do what they need at all, so we send them to a friend,
and
and vice versa.
break that down. You know, what's not a good fit? It doesn't mean the client is a bad client.
Right, right. It may just simply mean we don't have time to handle their request as fast as they need. That could
Yeah,
be all it is.
yeah.
But,
Or it could be a personality conflict too. That's
yeah.
bad. It's just we work this way, and
In my world, it's often like service related.
yeah,
They need something, or in order to be successful with their marketing, they need something that we don't do. And that's easy. I send that to a friend of mine who does it and does it well,
yeah.
you know?
So I was thinking about that on the way here. I was thinking about marketing. I don't know why, but I was thinking about marketing and what we do. And I think what you guys do really well is that you're just putting out an offering. And I'm oversimplifying it here because there's a lot of creativity, there's a lot of language and
Yeah.
videography and all that stuff you got to do with both social media and all the digital websites and all the digital presence. But it's just I think authenticity is what works well for Wolf and Key because you just put out the message and you're not trying to convince people.
Mm.
You're finding people who are looking for it already.
Yeah.
And that's why it works. And the
There
other
is.
side of marketing, I've seen it in a couple other magazines. It's all about painting just trying to paint a better picture than what you really are.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like the classic salesman.
Yeah, yeah,
You're like, oh boy, here comes this
yeah,
guy again.
yeah.
A lot of marketing is like
Nike
that.
told me yellow is the greatest new color of psychology now, so we're gonna use that everywhere because we want people to buy from me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it doesn't work so well.
Yeah. And that goes back to your authenticity. It's really better to just be yourself, whether you're a person or an organization of some kind.
Yeah,
Be yourself. Don't be afraid to talk about it and get aggressive online. In my world, we talk about digital marketing all the time.
yep,
Don't be afraid to talk about it, but let the right people come to you,
yeah.
right?
Let the right people that you want to work with come to you.
Yep.
And it's funny when you start up a new business, people are saying, I just got to take on all the clients I can just to get things rolling. And I disagree. You
Yeah.
can. You can take in the emergency. I got to fill my sales
Yeah.
funnel as fast as I can, or
Yeah.
you can find the right clients.
Yeah.
I got clients since I started the magazine that are still with me today.
Yeah.
And not only because we do a great job, but we find value in each other. I believe in what they do. And I believe in the people there. So I have no problem giving them even exposure on our social media or on our website.
So they've stuck you with you through the process of kind of be going from a traditional magazine to what you are now,
Yeah.
which is very much not traditional.
It is
Some
very
have
non-traditional.
still stuck with you even through that. What is that like? What was that like?
That transition, I mean, so what's interesting is that people still come to us because we're a print publication. They understand the whole marketing aspect of 360-degree marketing. Right? We got to be digital. We got to get out there everywhere across the city and print.
Yeah.
And so the idea of the people that don't buy into that, that's fine. I mean, you can't track it. That's the other part of marketing. I think is really good in the digital world, but there's something you just can't track in at all, and that's the brand recognition. And
Mm.
I mean, you could do that digitally, who's coming back and all that stuff, but we get it all the time because people are calling us for advertising or stories or stuff like that. So there's
Yeah.
value there. But the transition really wasn't that difficult. It's just get a nice website that emulates our print and start. And we got to do a better job of it, but we're getting it out there. Is let's do the same thing with social media. I look at it as we're kind of like the humans of New York, but we're the humans of Colorado Springs.
Yeah.
And I say this all the time. Our magazine's about humanizing people.
Yeah. It does that so well.
Yeah,
It does
humanize
it
it.
really
I
well.
mean, I got friends that are doctors, and I used to think a doctor was almost like God, right?
Yeah.
They can save my life or kill me, one or the other, right?
Yeah.
And man, they're just like us, man. They go in any profession, and we're just human.
Yeah.
So just talk about that.
So, what else do you want to do with the magazine? It's already made such amazing strides. Like, where do you want to see it go next?
So we are gonna look at trying to do some more events.
Mm.
And events. I mean, we do one event a year. It's a great event, but I want to get it to us more inclusive. What I mean by that is we're not celebrating one vertical of profession or accomplishments. We're celebrating all of them in one spot,
Mm.
while at the same time figuring out how to collaborate with some other organizations. I'll just say nonprofits to come together and let's all get together and celebrate us all while raising awareness and creating a purpose for why we are getting together besides connecting and meeting new people. And it's all good if you're just so on networking, how to get myself ahead, sure, we can create that. If you want to meet really cool people that are doing really cool things in our city, that's the next thing. Get more an event that creates that ambiance. And I'm working going to be collaborating with a really good high-end physician in town and some nonprofits and um, hopefully even Jonathan Liebert, if I can pull him in, and
Yeah.
Adam Morley, pull him in,
Yep. Yep.
just to get more into the events that are celebratory, but just has a reason behind it besides ego.
Yeah. The beautiful thing about that is you're gonna meet and network, if that's what you want, with so many cool people automatically as a byproduct of that.
Yeah,
Right? You can try to force an event that's like come and mingle and hang out and get to know each other, which is cool. But if it's about an even bigger purpose,
yeah,
you're going to attract a whole different crowd in a good way
yeah,
and automatically start building relationships like you're talking about with people that just care about something a little higher than that,
yeah, much
you know?
higher than that. It's all bigger than us.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's I have it, ego issues, but it's really not about what I'm getting out of it. It's what, again, it's about the bigger purpose.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, yeah. So that's the biggest thing. I mean, obviously, still expanding, doing more videos. Like I like to walk down Colorado Springs and just do impromptu videos of, dude, what do you love about this city?
Oh, that's
Who are
awesome.
you?
That's awesome.
Like, who are you? Why? How long have you been here? Are you just whatever? What's your take on our city if you're visiting? What do you love about the city if you've been here for 20 years?
That's great. We just did that for the arts scene
Hmm.
in like
Yeah.
downtown Manitou, Old Colorado City, and other parts of Pikes Peak region. One of our clients is the cultural office of the Pikes Peak region.
Hmm.
Awesome people. But that's how we approached it actually. And we spent the last three first Fridays just going onto the street and interviewing
Yeah.
people that own galleries, people that were just hanging out at the gallery, musicians, venue owners. And we just said, hey, tell us about the arts scene in the Pikes Peak region.
Yeah.
What do you love? What would you love to see next? I think we asked people, what's something that you wish people knew about it?
Yeah.
And it's just real organic interviews on the street of regular people. And it was
Yeah.
really cool.
Just regular people.
So,
Even Yemi would be down there, right?
yep.
He's a regular person, man.
Yeah. Yeah. So,
So I got a question for you. And I
hit
think
me.
actually you wanted to ask me this, but why is golf so hard?
Dude, what is the deal with golf?
I
I
mean,
hate golf
I mean,
and I love it.
you get this little white ball, right? And it's down there and you're looking at it all the time. And it's like mocking you,
Oh, yeah.
right?
I
It's just
dare you
in
to
your
hit me.
mind, like, dare you to hit me. I bet you miss.
Yep. Yep. Dude, something about it. It is just like a test. It's a personal test. You're going to battle yourself when you're out there. If you take it seriously. Now, I only take it seriously like half the time. When we go out for a round of golf, I'm mostly just concerned with goofing off and having a
Yeah, yeah,
cigar
yeah.
and
Just hanging,
I'll
having a
drink some
cigar.
whiskey
Yeah,
and see if we make any good shots. It doesn't really matter. But sometimes I do want to take it serious and get better as
yeah.
well. And it's such a challenge because absolutely minute changes in your swing will cause the ball to go here or there or nowhere, or you'll miss it
Well, that's
entirely.
it's like, you got your clubs have trust issues with you, right? Right?
Yeah.
You're trusting your club to do what you want it to do, but then all of a sudden it decides it just wants to hit it over
It
it.
often
It does it
doesn't.
that way, man.
It usually does its own
It's
thing.
like I'm trusting you, man. It's like, why don't you trust me?
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
a really cool thing because it teaches you, the sport teaches you self control
Oh
and
yeah.
it teaches you respect for other people, um,
Yeah. Respect for yourself too.
respect for yourself, how to not hate yourself when you're done because you shot over 100, you know. But yeah, it's discipline too, you know. If you want to get good at it, you have to get out there and get the reps in, and you got to not get so mad at yourself because that'll affect your game. We've all been there where it's like you have a couple of bad swings and it could ruin the rest of your game. Or you could remember, hey, we're here to have a good
We're
time.
here to have a good time, and I just smoked it.
Yeah.
I hit a 35-foot putt, 1 out of 5 years, but I hit it.
Yeah.
Let's
Got that on
celebrate.
video, right?
Let's celebrate. Yeah.
So, dude, it's one of the hardest. It's got to be the hardest sport there is. I mean,
I mean, there's a bunch of sports, but it all comes down to one thing, and in all the sports is just your mindset.
yeah.
Sorry, this I gotta shut this off.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's fun though. I love it. I only started playing during COVID along with everybody else. I was like, yeah, I'll try this. You can be outside. Patty Jewett is affordable and awesome.
Yeah.
Um, so I think it's really fun. But
Yeah, I think it's a love-hate relationship.
yeah.
Yeah, I'd rather be married. Oh, I am.
I love it.
That's more of a love relationship.
Yeah. So you're also working on a book right now.
I am working on a book called The Unspoken.
Dude,
Working on the title, so it should be releasing later this year.
cool.
But it's if I had to put it in one, like maybe 4 words, just well, more than 4 words, but it's about the virtual of as men where we're at today and the societal pressures that we face.
Mm,
And I mean, it's just really down to men's mental health. When people read the book, they're going to go, "Yeah, I know, yeah, I can relate to that. I know that's
yeah.
no secret." What I'm trying to do though is not maybe expose the secrets, and maybe to some it will be, but we need to talk about it more, and everybody says that. We got to talk about men's mental health more. The guys got to talk more, and then we got to do this and we got to do that. And the reality is once we leave this podcast after saying that, what are we doing to improve that?
Right.
Most people just keep going on with what they know what to do and forget about the rest. And so I'm just writing a book about, what it is for, from my history. It's a little bit of a, therapeutic in a sense of what I've gone through of being a high performing, goal oriented, looking for the cha-ching and all everything I do and providing for a family and,
Yeah.
you know, and then the other 100,000 things that goes on in a guy's mind that you just don't see
Yeah.
because we're not going to talk about it.
Yeah.
And so I'm really just trying to raise more awareness, write about it, connect with some dudes that are just like, yeah, I feel that way. And then because at the end of the day, when it comes to it, is as guys, it's a choice we got to make. People say, well, guys are just stubborn or not. We are. Our brain, there's a great book out there. It's called The Male Brain. Don't get mad at me when I say this, but it's written by a feminist. So it took me about 6 months to read it, but she did a phenomenal job of just focusing on how we were created. We were talking about this, I think, the other night at coffee.
Yeah.
And so it's really trying to help people understand that we are built a certain way. And we're living in a society that we're not really created to live in.
Yeah.
And so how do we I hate it when people say we got to redefine masculinity or we got to redo this. It's like, no, how do we get back to the core roots and figure out how do we apply that in today's society? That's kind of what the book's
Yeah.
about.
Well, a lot of people probably see masculine roots as a bad thing, right?
Yeah, I'll never,
They see it as a fundamentally bad thing, which is not true at all, I don't think. So, addressing that and saying, no, what are the good things about it?
yeah,
What are the things we need to get better at? What
yeah,
are the things that are our responsibility is a super valuable conversation.
yeah, it is. I mean, I won't put the words, I won't even say the words anymore, but yeah, people look at masculinity as hurting our society and true masculinity is not. So depending on how you want to look at it, true masculinity is um kindness being a threat, not having to enforce your threat, love, providing, protecting, all those things.
So what did you say about threat again?
Well, so this isn't my new idea, but we have to be a threat, right? But I think a big guy is like a good friend of ours, both of ours, Adam B. Hill. He's an MMA fighter. Guy's built like a
Oh yeah.
solid, thick, muscular dude that's out there beating on other guys.
Yeah.
So this
Yeah.
guy could be a threat,
Good fighter.
right? This guy could be a threat. He can go out there and pummel people on the street,
Right.
or he can get angry and use that to his advantage. But true masculinity is not using that capacity, that threat to your own thing. It's actually controlling it and not using it.
Yeah. Having the power to do it, but not in the
Having,
wrong ways, not using it,
yeah,
not abusing that power.
having the ability to have it in case you had to use it, but restraining yourself until or if it ever has to come to.
Mm,
So that's what I mean by threat. We got to be protectors. I mean, that's how we were created.
maybe it's like capable,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Which could mean a lot of different things.
Yeah. That's a long conversation, but
Yeah.
um, the idea is masculinity is really about self-control and
Self-control.
protecting. Yeah.
Having the ability to do a lot of things, but knowing how to control yourself.
Mm-hmm. That's the short of it.
Mm.
Yeah. Does that make sense for a good book? The reason I'm
Yeah,
titling it is
totally.
the reason I'm titling it as unspoken is because we're not talking about it. Like you'll go down the street and say, "Hey, I want, we're doing a deal about men's mental health. Oh, that's great. That's noble." Um, but the reason I'm going unspoken is because we're not saying it enough, and I want it to be in ink forever to say these are the unspoken things that men feel.
Yeah.
Our brain is pretty simple, but it's very complex.
Yeah. It's both somehow.
Yeah.
You mentioned pressures, societal pressures on men. What are those?
Well, obviously political, right? Um, I don't think politics or our political or governmental systems are there to solve our mental health crisis. But in the same breath, they're not doing anything to help men specifically. So, and then there's just people that are mean that just want to tear down the man, right? Because maybe they had a bad experience or they were abused. Or
Yeah.
my personal story, I was abused by a man, but I don't hate men.
Yeah.
I don't love them that way, but I don't hate that either. I love my wife, but
Yeah.
but um, the societal pressures is confusing. Like we can't be too strong, but you can't be weak. You got to speak up, but you can't be too loud. You
Mm.
got to protect me, but you can't hurt anybody in the process. It's like we're living in this either or state of,
Very delicate balance.
yeah, a society of expectation because there's not a middle ground in our society. It's either one way or the other. Let me rephrase that. There are loud voices. The loudest voices are making it difficult for us to live in a middle ground. The majority of the people I talk to, we are living in a middle ground.
Dude, that is the truest thing and something I've learned. Life is pretty much all gray area.
It is.
There almost is no black and white in existence,
Yeah.
which I didn't realize as a younger person.
Yeah.
But that 100% makes sense in terms of men's roles,
Yeah.
living in the gray area.
Yeah. I mean, I can go through a whole bunch of data and all that stuff that people can look up if they don't know. I mean, it blows my mind, but because I'm in it, but I mean, all people who are dealing with mental health issues, they need to get the help, men and women.
Yeah.
But the fact of the matter is, there are no real focuses on men's mental health. There just isn't. There's pockets of it. Um, the government agency, there's data on there that the public health departments, they have all these programs for women and minorities, which are great. Let's keep those up. But there's only, I think, 4 things on the next bill that have something to do with men's health in general that barely touches men's mental health. And again, I
Mm.
don't think the government is the place to do this. But when you look at how society forces things and makes things happen, there's no wonder. I mean, you look at some of the, there's only one organization out there that does it once a year, and that's November, right?
Yeah,
And that's more than just men's mental health. That's
that's physical and mental health.
everything.
Yeah, men's health in general.
But all the other organizations, there's no messaging out there. And then when it is out there, the language doesn't speak to us.
Yeah,
You need to go get help. You need a therapy. You need this. And instead of, maybe there's somebody can coach you along this way,
maybe someone what again?
can coach you along this way,
Oh yeah.
or we're not using the right language. It
Mm.
turns us off right. I mean, turns me off.
Yeah.
But when you look at, hey, the problem our guys aren't going out to get help, it's because we're not related to them yet. And I mean, I hang with a lot of dudes in the mental health space, and they're still using the wrong language. You got to get help. Well, no shit,
So
no shit,
where?
Sherlock.
Yeah. Oh shit, Sherlock. Yeah, I get that.
I got that part, but I don't want to get help. But if there's somebody that could come alongside me, I'll go to a therapist.
So where is the disconnect in that language from? Is it just the wrong person has been tasked somewhere with
Well,
looping men into the mental health conversation and just saying, don't forget to include men, and then they get all the same language as everyone else?
I think that's a great question. I don't think we've ever really took time to study it. There is a paper out there, and I can't reference it right now, but maybe I could send it to you for a resource on there. But it talks about a study somebody did, a collegiate study that talks about why men don't go get help. And a lot of it has to do with the language. Men won't, like I said, they won't respond to, hey, you need therapy, you need to get help, but they'll respond to, hey, maybe you can get a life coach. Somebody
Oh,
can help you along your way. Maybe you get a performance coach to help you achieve what it is you're going through to get to a final destination.
I see. The language.
Just the language.
It's not just you need help, you got problems.
Yeah.
It's like if you want to be great,
Yeah.
a coach would help you,
We're not
right? You
wired to
can be
be
a higher
weak.
achiever.
We're not wired to be weak, but we are wired to collaborate and work and get better.
Yeah.
And being weak is not a bad thing. It's just how we talk to other men about it.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, there's
And,
there's
and getting therapy and getting counseling, that's not bad things.
those are such good things.
Yeah.
I've been doing therapy for years and years and I love it.
Yeah. I've
But
been,
I was wary of it too. You know, I I grew up in a time when going to therapy was kind of a weird thing that only people with really bad problems did, you know? And so I'm sure you're the same way.
oh, yeah.
Um, so there was a lot of stigma around it, and there still is some, but it's gotten way better, I think.
It's gotten way better. And but I think there's room to grow.
There is. Yeah. There's 100% nothing wrong with going to therapy,
Yeah. No.
and you will actually enjoy it if you go and try it and invest in it. I enjoyed it. I
And
didn't
don't,
think I would, but
and
I
don't think
did.
you're going to find one and it's going to solve your problems,
Right.
but you're going to become a better person,
Yeah.
whatever you're dealing with. But yeah.
And try not to go to it just in times of distress as well.
No.
Like that's when I have gone in the past the most. Is like that's when I go every week, every Wednesday,
Yep.
for as long as I need to,
Yeah.
is when you're in distress in some way. But if you can, I still try to check in with my therapist as well
Yeah.
every several months or so
Hmm.
for no reason and just have a conversation anyway.
Yeah. It's,
Um,
it's a good thing.
it's a really, really good thing.
And
Really
you
good
make a
thing.
very good statement I want to follow up on is that I think by the time you get to a crisis point, it's not that therapy is not, it's a good thing, but I think most people are even more reluctant at that time because
Yeah.
they're not in a good space.
Yep. And
But
it
to your
could
point, you
be
make it an ongoing thing.
the crisis itself could be just a little easier if you get ahead of it with therapy in your everyday life.
Yep.
You know,
Yep.
you can learn skills that help you go through the most difficult times in life if you go to a therapist
Yep.
without absolutely having to,
And
you
I
know?
think the other part is just taking the time to work on yourself.
Yeah.
For me, that looks like, you know, I'll sit down and plan my day and think about what I can do to be a better person during that day. And then I'll reflect that night of what I did great and what I didn't do good at. But I'll end on what I did great at.
Mm. And
What
on a
are,
good note.
yeah. And then what are the quirks I got to work on? And some quirks I'm not going to work on because that's who I am. So leave it alone.
Yeah.
Let me
Yeah.
be quirky there. But
Yeah.
I think also societal pressures too is, and I talk about this in my book, is that many high performing men will just wear a mask. And it's not because one day they put one on. It's just from when they're young boys to where they're at now, they were conditioned to think a certain way. And I'm not saying what they were taught were wrong, is how they received it. And they had nobody to teach them along the way to be there. I mean, that was me. When I was a young kid, I was lonely. I had two brothers, one 10 years older, one 3 years older, but dude, I was lonely.
Yeah.
I had nobody to play with. I had nobody that I was just lonely. I had nobody there for me.
Mm.
Sounds wild. And that's part of my history is I had nobody there for me for there. So then I trusted nobody. And then for people when they like me is like because they started laughing at my jokes or I was that guy,
Yeah.
right? So I
Yeah.
was seeking attention and validity through uncommon, maybe a common, but ways to do that. And as this went into my corporate life, I wasn't being real. I was just doing what I had to do for people to give me what I needed to know that I was doing a good job.
That's such a predictable pattern, though,
It is.
right? Very.
It is.
At the root of it, it's like men looking for love, just like any woman would,
Yep.
looking for validation.
Yep.
And if you don't get it, you have to go find it. It's a basic human need.
Yep.
So if it's not given to you at a young age, then you're probably going to
Well,
make some mistakes trying to go find it.
it's not given to you. And then like that loneliness turned into, well, I don't need your help.
Oh,
I don't
yeah.
want your help because you're not going to help me anyway. And I don't trust you.
Trust issues for
Yeah.
sure.
So, I mean, I don't need your help. You can't help me. I'm going to help myself. Nobody can
Yeah.
help me. I help myself. And then that turns into hating people at different levels of, and you don't even know them, but you know they can't help you.
Yeah.
And that's part of what my journey has gone through that whole process of trust. And I can't unpack it all right here, but man, trust is the cornerstone of it. And if you can't trust yourself, you're not going to be able to trust anybody else. Comes down to that.
And how do you how do you practice trusting yourself if you never really realize that you need to? Like you just said
Yeah.
that people listening are going to be like, trust myself. Do I trust myself? I don't know.
Oh, you trust the decisions you make throughout the
Yeah.
day? Do you really trust yourself, or are you just part of that though is forgiveness to yourself too as well. You have to learn how to forgive and love yourself. And same old cliche stuff you hear out there, but it's true. And only you can go through that journey. I can share my experience. Mine happens to be folded into, um, God and Jesus, but it's not, it is the divine, but it's just not about the divine story. It's connections of what I can relate to. These teachings aren't all about spirituality. It's all about life. I mean, read
Yeah.
the scriptures. If you can't relate to that life and put yourself in that situation and be a believer, don't be a believer, but read that story and can it resonate with where you're at? I happen to believe it, but even so, it can be eye opening to the things that you are going through. So you got to learn how to trust yourself, but that's going to be a lot of self discovery and a lot of honesty with yourself too.
Jeez.
That's deep.
That's real tough.
You got to be
Self
honest with
discovery.
yourself. I'm a dick.
Yeah. Boy, that right there
Or,
is real hard for some people.
yeah, or
Honesty with yourself.
again, going back to open-mindedness or open transparency, but open-mindedness to be able to think, man, maybe what I was doing or what I was thinking is not 100% correct. I got to shift. That's hard.
Dude, I find myself stuck in my ways all the time. All the time. And not even realizing it either, not doing it on purpose. But
Hmm.
just like you get into your habits.
Yeah.
And that can include self-talk, right? That's not
Yep.
necessarily true. And you can be reinforcing things that you shouldn't be reinforcing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's important.
Yeah. So that's the book is really just hoping to, if it connects with one dude that just says, yeah, I can relate to that. And then obviously I want to have resources, but it's not nothing that they can't find now. People say, well, I can't find the resources. Really?
They're out there.
I'll tell you what one resource is just go start connecting with a bunch of dudes.
Yeah. Other people going through what you're going through, other guys going through it too.
Yeah. Just connect and, don't be a wet blanket and don't put all your crap out there right away. Just build genuine relationships and connect, and you'll be amazed on how not alone you are.
Dude, that's so true. And another
Anyway,
battle that we're fighting nowadays,
yeah, isolation.
isolation. Yep.
Anyway, that's the premise of the book. It's kind of a
Cool.
downer in a way, but hopefully a light for some.
Yeah, no, it's much needed. If you put resources in there and give people um try to help people make plans to turn it around, you do need to address the problem. A lot of people don't realize that the suicide rate is highest among men, and it's not
It's
that
four
close.
times higher
It's
than
way
women.
higher.
Four times, it's 3.9 times higher than women falling through and dying by suicide.
Dude.
They all suck, but it's a crisis, man.
So we need awareness of that crisis. Not no one knows that when I talk about it. I learned
That
that
blows
over
my
at
mind.
Inherent.
I mean,
No
there's a
one
bunch
knows
of
that.
data I can share with you on this. I mean, men are four times higher to die by suicide than women. Um, Fatherlessness in our country is skyrocketed. And you may have to fact check this, but at one point I thought it was like 25% of boys don't have a man in their life.
Yeah.
And forgive me, for those that might find this offensive, but the reality is young boys need men in their lives to model after.
Not that controversial.
Not that controversial.
Yeah.
And I think as men, we're failing them as well. We're failing our men, we're failing others, our boys as well. So, yeah, it's not sure why I went down that path, but I
Well,
think you're talking about data. And
yeah,
I
and
can
it's
just,
it's educating on the problem. So I'm sure your book will, educate people, enlighten people on the specific problem with men's mental health,
well,
what the stats are, and
yeah,
then provide this is how you can grow and get
yeah.
better and do
Well,
more.
I think the last thing that I think is one of my heartburns is that people are aware of men's mental health. You got it in the LGBTQ communities. You got minorities that don't have an opportunity or economical. It's not just minority, but economical barriers to get help or whatever. Because those that are economically challenged to be able to get the help, they're high suicide rate. The highest suicide rate when it comes to age demographics is 60 somewhere up.
No
The
way.
highest profession for suicide rates, I think, is in there's a few. I know medical doctors is high. I used to say it's number one, but it's not. It's like construction or military or something like that.
It's got to be
Okay.
military.
But the problem is that we will break this down and we'll focus on these just little slivers, which is not bad.
Yeah.
What about how about this big picture of men,
Yep. Yep. Yep.
which is the four times suicide rate, where 80% of the suicide deaths are men.
80% of suicides are men.
And fact check this, people,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
it's there.
Yeah, but it's high is your point.
Yeah,
It's higher than people realize. So whatever the specific percentage of it is, it's higher than people think.
yeah,
So, well, I'm excited about that book.
yeah.
That's cool. So, have you written a book before?
First time.
First time. I'm working on a book right now as well. First time writing. And I think there's probably a lot of people out there that have never written a book, but they have ideas. for something they would like to share with the world, but definitely don't know how to get started. So, what's your process like for writing a book the first time around? How do you go about it?
Well, most people think it's inspiration or wisdom you got to share
That's
or
true. That's
idea,
true.
what. And that's true, but I think the biggest thing is that you just got to have a lot of coffee to keep the coffee houses in business.
Yep, just rotate through all the coffee houses.
So here's a ritual I do every once in a while. So what you're trying, I mean, writing for me is tough. It's not tough writing, it's just the ideas to get out.
Yeah.
Um, but you ever hear like using this thesaurus roulette?
Thesaurus roulette.
Yeah.
Nope.
And it's got, you got to use a print copy of the thesaurus. So forgive me. I mean, you got to
Where
find
do
a
you
print.
get one of those?
Yeah. Where do you get one of those at? And I have,
Okay.
I do have one at home because this makes it a little bit more reality is you take this thick, most used book, slam it down on your desk like you're loading a weapon, flip that thing open and point to a word, whatever word it could be. It could be Zambino. It could be platypus. And you got to figure out you're going to use that word in that chapter no matter what.
Oh, that's fun. You got to use a word. So a thesaurus, not a dictionary.
No, it's the source. Hmm. You can use a
Interesting.
dictionary, I'm sure, but you know,
No, thesaurus sounds more fun. Cool.
hit whatever that is, and you got to figure out how to put that in there. So
That's
that
great.
just breaks out the creativity process.
Yeah. And you're like, oh boy, how am I going to work this one in?
How am I get a platypus in there?
That's awesome. I love it. I I have really not gotten any further than kind of outlining the concept of my book, but my process is starting off as like thinking of everything as an overview. Also really trying to work in stories
Yeah,
as well.
yeah, narrative.
Um, that's what people really are interested in at a core level. So making sure story is prominent, but my process is like I still haven't even decided on all the chapters that are going to be in this book. I don't know yet, but
Yeah,
that's the first thing I want to do, and then I'll start to drill down into each concept.
it's intimidating.
Yeah.
The only I so I started out that way. I was like, okay, here's my outline. Here are my chapters. Here's what I want to talk about or write about. And I found myself halfway through it. Actually, I'm about 38,000 words. And I look back and I'm not even in my outline. So all I
Yeah.
can encourage is
Yeah.
just write it and let it, get to how many words you want it to be. I'm aiming for 50,000
Yeah.
and just let it pour out. And then I got to find an editor that's going to help me clean it up.
I've heard that an editor is incredibly important, surprisingly important when you're writing a book because you can go down all the rabbit trails you want, write as much as you want, but an editor will tell you this needs a different angle or this is too much or you repeated yourself here or
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
So having a good editor is really important, I hear.
Yeah.
I haven't got that far.
Think of an editor as somebody that can take your words and actually relate it to the audience.
Ah.
Because I can read my book right now and I'm like, yeah, okay, I can read. This is great.
Yeah, oh, I love this. I love how I said that. But
So,
somebody else might be like,
yeah.
"What?"
Yeah. What does that
Yeah.
mean?
Or it's just not interesting enough.
But yeah, if you want to write, just sit down and I don't know, get a lot of coffee. Um, I've heard some authors, they like to write naked.
Nice.
You know, I heard some creative processes wear different socks on each foot because your feet aren't going to care about the difference between each other.
Look at that.
I
Get
don't,
weird with it.
I don't know,
Lay in a
get weird
hammock
with it.
somewhere.
Yeah.
Sit on
Yeah.
your roof. Look at the sunset.
So with your book, where so you're at kind of outlining, which is all good. You're just
Yeah.
sitting down ready to hack it out.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm going to be going to Italy in October. October through half of November. I'm going for 5 weeks.
Man,
So, I should probably tell Aaron about this soon. My podcast producer is like, "Oh, really?" I am taking a trip and I'm planning to do a lot of writing while I'm there, a lot of reading and writing.
Sitting
But
on the beach.
yeah, dude, the Mediterranean is incredible. I'm still gonna work. Wolf and Key will still be full power. My hours will just be a little weird down there.
Yeah.
Um, but I've got this idea for a book that's about how to succeed in life through relationships and just what that looks like.
And
And I think the idea has been done before,
it don't
but
matter.
hopefully I have my own angle on it.
Yeah.
And I've had people ask me about this concept a lot. And just make comments about how I know everyone and I have a lot of friends and all this stuff, which is all true. But I want to find a way to put that on paper and
Yeah.
try to teach people how to do it because I owe all my success in life to my relationships.
Yeah.
All of it. All of it.
We all
Every
do.
single thing I've ever done.
Yep.
I owe to like making friends and having good relationships around me. So trying to find a way to condense that into a book. We'll see how it
I
goes.
think that's going to be powerful, man. You're the epitome of that. You're the most authentic, one of the most authentic dudes I know. And
Well, thank you.
that's
I
what I think
appreciate
that's
that.
why it works.
I appreciate that
Yeah.
for sure. I think that's the reason we're good friends, is because I feel the same way about you.
Yeah.
It's just real and honest,
Yeah.
and you're not a BSer.
Yeah.
And
I like to joke a
in the
little.
bad way, you are in the good way, though. Major BSer in the good way.
Yeah. We haven't got to experience that much today, but yeah.
Yeah. Well, we'll save it for the golf course. Cool, man. Is there anything else we need to cover? I don't know. I wrote down a bunch of fun stuff we could
I
talk
think
about, but
I think, we could probably talk about like part of what I don't like about Colorado Springs is that we don't have a Kill Tony here.
yes. How come they haven't come here yet?
Yeah, come on. I mean, like
Hinchcliffe, get your ass out here,
we
dude.
need a mothership. We need a mothership, right?
Another mothership?
Yeah, we need one here.
Dude.
Kill Tony.
How can we need to get out there.
Let's open the eyes of Colorado Springs of what humor is
Yeah.
and not be judgmental. Just
Yeah.
laugh.
Dude, that show is groundbreaking. So good.
So we could do that. That's funny.
Yeah, we've been trying to figure out a
years.
way to get out there, but tickets are
Dude, I
impossible.
looked you up the other day. They're booked out till October again. So I finally figured out a way to I signed up on one of their social media posts where they do post it in advance.
They
So
do.
I finally figured that out.
So we just need to get on it earlier somehow.
I just gotta make sure I don't get into social media much. I gotta make sure I look at the notice when it comes through.
Dude, we got to get down there and then convince them to come up to Colorado Springs.
Tony, you want
It's
to
going to be a long ask, a
Tony, you
difficult
want to
ask.
continue to blow up the world? Come to Colorado Springs.
Yeah. I don't know if you've heard of Colorado Springs. What?
Anyway,
Yeah.
no, I have nothing else.
Dude, well, it was super good to have you. What resources do you want to give people to like where to find you and where to find the magazine?
I think right now the best way to find me is just go to LinkedIn. It's at Michael Regennitter. So good luck spelling that.
Yeah.
Just look in the magazine. My last name's in there. Connect with me that way. That's the best way. Magazines, go to our website. You can subscribe. You can email me, Mike at coloradospringsmag.com. You want a copy? I'll get you a copy.
Yeah.
Not all the time. You can subscribe after that, but I want to get this out to as many people as we can. And then, you'll see me sitting at a coffee house, walking down the street, or hanging out at the den sometimes with Adam Morley.
Dude, I love it. I love it.
Or I'm in a fetal position on hole 9.
Yeah. Or you're just knocking down birdies.
Yeah.
Find them on the golf course, getting birdies all day.
So yeah, thank you for this. Thank you for the vision.
Dude, absolutely.
Thanks for being a part of it.
Yeah, man.
Looking forward to collaborating.
Yeah, thanks for being here. Really good to have you. I love what you're doing in Colorado Springs. And we'll probably have you on again.
Thanks,
So,
brother.
cool, man. Cheers.
Cheers.
Good to have you. All right.
Coffee.
And done.